Kia ora, good evening and welcome to the Huddy Hui, episode 87. Apologies for the delay. A few little technical gremlins, but we're underway now. And joining us tonight, well, this first five for Paremata-Plimmerton and Paremata-Plimmerton themselves have had an outstanding season. And no doubt our guest tonight will talk about Paremata-Plimmerton, which has been a historic season for the club in Northern Pairua. Sam Clarke is our guest on the Huddy Hui. Kia ora, Sam. Many thanks for coming on the Hui tonight. Your game against Petone, half-time, it's 19-all. And then there was 2 minutes of pure madness. Tell us about that second half.
Nah, thanks for having me. And yeah, it was dream start to the second half, really. But yeah, I don't know if you can explain it any other way, really. It was 2 tries off 2 plays and enough for more. Outside of the field anyway.
Your kicking game on Saturday was on song. Let's talk about that 50-22, or should we call it the 80-22?
Yeah, no, it was a big one. I think it was a big game plan of ours from half time, was just use the wind. Like, Petone didn't really use it as much as they could have, I thought. And first half we did the territory, so we're like, lay down there, and good things happened. So let it fly, and the wind did the rest.
You played against your brother TJ last weekend. What was it like playing against him? Was there any banter on the field?
No, there was no real on-field banter. A bit of banter in the lead up and the build up, but it was exciting. First time we were doing it. Yeah, there was definitely nerves leading into the game. Couldn't let that one slip.
Paremata-Plimmerton has been a revelation in 2023. What has been the catalyst in changing the fortunes for the club?
I think we've just, on the back of what they started last year, and then adding a few more new faces this year, and the coaching group, the real culture, I guess. We're playing good, using the ball. Boys are fine. We've really started to get some good hits and good players. It's enjoyable, and I think that the rest of our squad deserves the club, because that's.
It's a full club on Saturday. It was a special occasion for a few teammates that brought up some milestones, in particular Blake Neve.
Yeah. Yeah, that's,
tell us about those guys, particularly someone like Blake Neve, who's been around the club for so long, and what's it mean to see the club doing so well?
Yeah, I think just off the back of having a chat to Blakey, was that he said Paremata's always had a good culture, and where they've really lacked it, just was on-field culture. They always brought it to the field. They always were good mates. They just really had real guidance and bond on the field, and he's definitely having a lot of fun. Scored tries.
Might just see if you can adjust your phone or something, because your internet was a little bit shaky there. Let's talk about the coaching staff, particularly Gerard Vasavalu, who's second year at the club, and he's really made some big difference out there at Ngāti Taua Domain.
Yeah, I think, like I said in the beginning, he just creates, him and the rest of the coaching staff and management just create an unreal culture, and the boys love it. We have fun. They care about us. I think they're real kind of people first before rugby, work first, family first, and then rugby sort of comes after that. So they're kind of helping us sort out our off-field stuff and keeping us in line. Then from there, we're able to go onto the field with no worries and play free-flowing rugby.
Parramatta have only had the one loss this season against Upper Hutt, which the team led for 79 minutes. What did the team learn from that game, particularly in close games?
I think just obviously people knowing what sort of club and how Paraplim used to play. They weren't used to being in tight situations, so we had a couple close ones. Like that week, we narrowly went down to Upper Hutt, and just thankfully we learned real quick. And then the next week we bounced back and we managed to hang on to a tight one against Auries. So it was good. The boys are just buying in, learning heaps. We're just building every week. We're just not satisfied. We always talk about raising the bar, and I think we're doing that.
The forwards for Paremata-Plimmerton are doing the hard graft, but it's the backline that is just full of talent and skillful players. Let's talk about that backline, in particular Louis Northcote, who has scored a screamer off one of your kicks in that first 2 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, to be honest, the most fun I've ever had playing rugby like this year. Like our whole backline is just so fast, so skillful, and we all back ourselves. We just pull trigger at any moment, whether we're in our own 22 trying to exit or whether we're attacking the line. We all back ourselves and we back each other, and we just leave no stone unturned. Really, just no matter what the person inside or outside of you chooses to do, we back it 100%, and I think it shows in some of the tries we're scoring.
Del Sabaj, who you have in the back line, you tend to swap positions around with him. He's won 2 Jubilee Cups with Old Boys University and Norths. What's it like playing with him and alongside him?
Yeah, I think coming to the club, he was one of the big reasons I chose to come there. Like, he's done it. He's won Jubilees. So I was just excited to learn off him, and even though we're 2 completely different players, like we've just been able to form an on-field partnership that I'm really loving, and he helps me out where I can, and I think us younger ones still keeping him fit, still running him around. So no, it's been enjoyable. And I've loved having him in the team,
2019, you started club career, and you're based out at Lyndhurst Park in Tawa. What did you learn there at your time at Tawa, particularly that Jubilee Cup semi-final against the team that you'll play for the following year, Norths?
Yeah, I came on and played off the bench that game. I enjoyed it. There was so much learnings. Like we didn't win, so I was down, but I still carry those learnings to this day. I had a kick to win in that game, and I still beat myself up about it. And G was the coach of North that day, so him and Matt definitely don't let me live it down. They bring it up every now and again, but I guess they always let me know that I won them a Jubilee that year. But yeah, nah, I learned. I say it was good. It was good.
I think you can blame Adam Julian for that too, as well, putting you off on the bank there.
He's good for one.
Yeah, he certainly is. 2020, you moved out to Norths, where Gerard Vasavalu was coaching at the time. What was it like playing alongside some professional players?
I think that year was big for me in my growth, because at Tawa I learned a lot about maybe leading a team and leadership, and there was a lot on my shoulders. Whereas when I went to Norths, I had not even the super players, like just our captains and our leadership group. There was so many good players around me, like Kenan Higgins on my outside, Johnny at fullback, Huddy Hui in the forwards. Like those guys just led the team, and I just had to do my job and make the calls, play call the plays. Whereas I didn't have to worry about being a leader or worry about anyone else on the team. Just focused on me, and yeah, that helped me grow as a player so much.
The last 2 years, you've been playing up in the Manawatu club rugby up there. Who did you play for up there in Palmerston North? And what's club rugby like up there compared to Wellington?
Yeah, I played I played up there I played 1 year down in Otago, and then I just did the 1 year up in Palmy, and I played for Old Boys Marist up in Palmy. It wasn't much similar to here, really. I just think they lacked a little bit of depth in club rugby. Like, it's not like Wellington where you're replacing an unreal player with another unreal player. Like, when an injury goes down, they're just obviously smaller population and whatnot. But the style of rugby I thought was real similar. Just obviously similar weather conditions, pretty wet, pretty windy. So you just a lot of holding the ball, and then usually you'll get one half where you're with the wind, or you check and hope to be in the right side of the scoreboard at the end.
Otago University you played for in Dunedin. You don't really roar match the wind there, but it's bloody cold. What's it like playing down there in Dunedin?
Yeah, definitely cold. It was the eye opener going down there, to be honest. They play quite a different style of rugby too. From here in Palmy, like here in Palmy, we're not afraid to run the ball from our own in goal lines if we have to, just especially when you're against that wind day. Whereas when you're down there, wind's not as much as a contender, so they prefer to play high percentage plays and play for territory over position. It's a big big set piece game, and I hadn't really come up against that before, so it was a bit of an eye opener, yeah.
Now, last year, you made your debut for the Manawatu Turbos in the NPC. What was it like playing at that level of professional rugby? And it was a pretty tough year for the Turbos in 2022.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a dream come true. Like, I've watched the NPC since I can remember, and yeah, to be able to pull the jersey on was big. And yeah, I'm just hungry to get back there, back to that level, and push my skill and my limits even further, and hope for higher honors. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that season. It didn't go to plan as everyone's seen, but we stuck it out, and we showed up every week, and we just tried to give our best there.
On some other note, congratulations on making the Wellington Lions wider training squad for the 2 Ranfurly Shield defences. Well deserved. What's it like being part of this program, and how have you found being in the Wellington system?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so far I've enjoyed it. We've run a few too many Broncos, but that's what the on it, and the boys are on the line. But nah, other than that, yeah, it's been good. Like, it's the weeks prior, we've had a real big squad, and we've just been smashing out fitness and skills. But now they've cut the squad right down and named it, and we're just starting to build into those Shield games, and hopefully we're selected. I think there are a few that aren't going to play, but everyone's putting their hand up, and I'd say whoever gets picked, we're all going to give it our best and defend that Shield with everything we have.
What is your Broncos score, Sam?
Saying it's a 442 at the moment.
Oh, jeez, that's bloody good. It's also good to see a few Paremata-Plimmerton players in the squad as well. Sign of good reward this season.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the way we're playing. I don't know how you can keep any, like, you'd have to have something in there. Like, everyone's showing up. Everyone's been showed by our results. Everyone's, Yeah, I just don't know how you keep anyone out, really. Been consistent all year, and the boys keep turning up, keep raising the bar, keep getting better. That's all we're trying to do.
The Lions coaches Who have you had running those sessions? Is Tamati Allison been available despite his Crusaders commitments?
No, it's obviously, yeah, Tams hasn't been around too much. He's busy trying to win a Super Rugby title, but all the other coaches have been there, and it's definitely not a step backwards. So they're definitely pushing our skills, pushing our fitness, and helping us be better players for sure.
Now, the Clarke family are originally from the Chatham Islands. Where did your rugby journey begin?
Yeah, both of us began our rugby down in the Chathams, and I think, I'm not sure how it works down there. Like, there's only 3 grades. There's like a beginners, intermediate, and then seniors. Well, seniors is like your high school, because there's no high schools down there. So, and then you basically just move up the levels when you're ready, when you're confident. So, yeah, I don't think I played a year of flag. That's your beginner levels, your flag. Then from there you graduate into your first year of tackle, and then once you're a confident tackle player, that's basically how it works. You move into the third and the highest sort of grade, and you just rock up on a Saturday, and a bit of any money mo. You're that way, and then you just, if you got the rock, if everyone, half the team rocks up wearing red, then that's pretty much your team that week. Or everyone other half's wearing black, then. But if there's, otherwise you just turn the shirt inside out and away you go.
Now, in your teens, you mostly played in Australia, particularly in Western Australia and Sydney, but you played league.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Australia, and why the move across the ditch?
Just my mum always wanted to get out of the Chathams before we reached high school age, because there's no high school in the Chathams, so mum wanted us to. She wasn't a massive fan of boarding. She wanted to be out wherever we went with us. And, my old man also has real bad COPD or asthma, and so he needed to kind of move out. And Perth and Aussie's a lot warmer, drier weather, so. And then we also knew a few people over there, and mum and dad made the call, and we moved out basically just for more opportunities.
And what have you taken from playing league and added to your game in rugby union?
I think that's a tough one. Like they both require kind of similar skills, but obviously I think defense is a big one. Like, I learned how to legs tackle and all that kind of stuff through rugby union, but then learning how to the tackle technique of going high or holding someone up or wrestling them to the ground the way you want them to go to ground, and all that kind of stuff you get hounded into at league. So coming back into rugby, I think there's not too many first fives around that have a sound or even like a quality kind of defense game, and that was something that I was really big on creating into my game. Like, I never wanted to be that guy that was letting the team down or the missing link or being hit out on an edge. Or I just wanted to front up and show that I could put in the work that anyone else did on the field. So that was big for me.
And who's going to win State of Origin tonight, Sam?
I've already got the blue kit coming on. So hopefully, I'm back in the Blues all the way. We're underdogs big time.
You certainly are.
No.
I think Queensland at home will be too good.
I don't know. Mitch Moses, he had his first one. He's due for a good one this time.
So let's have a look at 2018. You did your last year at college at St. Pat Silverstream, and how did you find Silverstream compared to an Australia secondary school system?
In Australia, unless you go to a high sort of private school and play rugby union, then they play rugby on a Saturdays. Otherwise, if you're at a public school or you're playing league, you play your rugby on a Wednesday. So you still play club rugby. And then also I played rugby union in league, so I could be playing Wednesday for school, Saturday for league, Sunday for union, or whatever the days lined up. So I think there was big difference coming back, and you're just focusing on one team. You're not in a club team and a school team and a rep team. You're in just a school team, and you're focused on that all week, every week. So that was a big difference. And then also, I think just the culture was of school, like your year 9s, your year 10s, they kind of look up to you like you're the benchmark. Whereas you don't have that in Aussie as much. Like, yes, you look up to them and you want to follow in their footsteps, but yeah, I just don't think quite the same.
So in 2018 as well, the St. Pat's first 15 won the premiership. They won a Grand Slam, which is winning all the traditionals. Second year in a row they did that. What was your best game for the first 15 in 2018?
That's a tough one, eh? Maybe for myself personally, it would have to be either our preseason game we got up against Hastings, and it was my first go at 10, first 5, and then I played pretty sound kicking game that day, and not a lot didn't go my way. Or it had to be the Dub C semi-final. We put a bit of a number on them that day, and everything went our way, and I think got a couple tries that day. So it was out on the sunny day, not much wind, and out on streams number 1. There wasn't much more you could ask for.
Exactly right.
Unless you're a Dub C fan, there's a different story.
Oh, no. Silver Stream here. Yeah. So, of course, you're well known for being a goal-kicking machine. Let's talk about your kicking technique. What's the process that you go through? Because every kicker has a different style lining up at the post.
Yeah. My process has pretty much been the same for so many years now. Just focus on my breaths, focus on the job at hand rather than the outcome. And then I feel like I just accept that missing's a possibility, but that's not the thought that I'm focused on. I accept that, and then from there I go through my routine and just focus on everything that I have to nail in my routine, whether it be the steps that I take back and across, or the breaths I take before I approach the ball, or my controlled approach, all that kind of stuff, those little 1%ers, and I focus on those and nailing every single one of those, then just makes the outcome hopefully better.
Exactly. What does Sam Clarke do outside of rugby?
Big golfer, but it's just any sport really. Golf, big on hunting, fishing, diving. So yeah, just basically, if I'm not on the field, then I'm either in golf course or I'm diving out on the coast, out at the farm.
I heard TJ is a pretty good golfer as well once.
Oh, heck no. He thinks he is. He can bang a ball. Not gonna lie, I'd say if we're at the range, he'd probably get a bigger number, but then at the same time, he's definitely in the trees a lot more than I am. Scooping balls out the pond, and he doesn't get up against me too often, and I hope it stays that way.
Now, of course, your father Darcy is also a fisherman, so you do a bit of fishing with him as well, don't you?
Yeah, he's a crayfisherman, and yeah, I helped him with like a couple of weeks ago. I did a couple of weeks out there with him. His deckhand was my cousin. He got COVID, so just jumped on the boat for a couple of weeks, and yeah, it's not. I used to get seasick bad, so I wasn't a big fan of it. But I think as I'm getting older, I've come around, and thankfully, because I definitely enjoyed being out there.
Parramatta are one of the 3 teams not to win the Swindell Shield. What will it take to beat Old Boys University at Rugby League Park this Saturday?
We don't really game. We don't. I don't think you'd call it game planning or yeah. We don't overthink things too much, and I think that's a big plus side of what our team's about is we just try our best to nail our set piece, nail our roles, and we just know that we're going to get our opportunities. We just don't know when they're going to come, but we just know as a team, and we back each other that when they come, that we're going to execute and we're going to put tries on. And I think that just builds confidence in each other, and we've seen each other do it week in, week out now. So we just go in there, and we don't really have to change much. I don't think we just keep playing, we keep backing ourselves, and we just have fun with it.
Is it disappointing that you won't be able to go up against Callum Harkin this Saturday, since he's out with a broken hand?
Yeah, for sure. I reached out to him, let him know, and we were both yarning, saying it would have been a goodie, would have been what we both wanted. So it's a bit of a it's a bit of a shame. Like, I guess to be the best, you want to beat the best, and they've been the benchmark. So really, it was us coming for them rather than the other way around. Like, I know the table, we somehow got an extra bonus point than them, but it really wasn't that for us. We always seen ourselves as coming for them as the benchmark, and yeah, it's a shame because he was playing some good footy, and yeah, I was really excited for that one. I'm still excited, but yeah, would have been a good matchup. Same as the weekend before, coming up against my brother. Would have been similar to that.
So all to play for on Saturday. Does the team go one game at a time, or have you got your eyes set on the bigger prize?
We talk about it all the time that Jubilee's our prize. That's our goal. But to get to that, we have to focus one game at a time. We can't look too far ahead and then stumble on an obstacle that's right in front of us. So yeah, I think we even with this game this weekend, like, we spoke about how good it would be to. Well, obviously, we want to win, and we know that the Swindell comes from a win, but that's not ultimately our goal. So it'll be then the next week on semis, we'll get a win. Hopefully, the week off, then quarters, whatever, and then into the semis, and then for that final, we're coming for that Jubilee. We spoke about it all year, and yeah, hopefully we don't let it slip.
Well, Sam, it's been fantastic having you on the Huddy Hui tonight. All the best for Saturday. Go well. And it was a pleasure commentating your game last Saturday. It was an outstanding performance. All the best this Saturday.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. And yeah, I watched the Huddy the live back, and I let a few of the boys know that I'm pretty sure you commentator cursed us with 10 minutes to go, saying that the Swindell was coming back to.
I did.
I did. They you couldn't score any tries, 2 more tries in 5, whatever it was, and holy.
Oh, yeah. That was my curse.
We were the hard way now.
Yeah. All good, Sam. Have a great evening, eh?
Sweet. Thanks for having me.
That is Sam Clarke. Great interview with the fly half for Paremata-Plimmerton. And what a season the Hammerheads are having. It's a pleasure commentating Paremata-Plimmerton last Saturday. And of course, they take on Old Boys University. Well, as mentioned just at the air, put the commentator's curse on. 10 minutes to go. It looked like Paremata-Plimmerton had the shield wrapped up. However, 2 late tries and OBU's loss to Upper Hutt ensured the game would go to Rugby League Park this Saturday. We'll preview the final round of the Swindell Shield in our show tomorrow night. But firstly, there was a first 15 traditional on the this afternoon. It was St. Pat Silverstream that travelled out to Rongotai College. And Silverstream were the victors, 28 points to 12. Now, they were ahead, 21-0 at half-time. So Rongotai put on a bit of resistance and fought back. So in the case of Silverstream, they play Scots next Saturday before the summer holidays. They'll be a top-of-the-table clash, and that's actually out at Silverstream next Saturday. And they also have one more traditional left, and that's the first Wednesday back from the school holidays. They take on St. Pat's Town, also out at Silverstream. And if they win that, it'll be a Grand Slam win of traditionals. So another historical season coming up for Silverstream and the first 15 side. Well, tomorrow night we have our 88th episode of the Huddy Hui, and our guest is bringing up his 100th Premier game as a referee. Hamish Mexted is our guest on the Huddy Hui. He came back last year after a decade out, after starting a business and a family, and he came back to the refereeing ranks. And so tomorrow, he's our guest, and he's going to be refereeing his 100th game this Saturday. And just reward, they're giving him the Swindell the Shield final. Pretty much it's called that, between Paremata-Plimmerton and Old Boys University. So that's our episode of the Huddy Hui tomorrow night. Many thanks to Sam Clarke coming on tonight's show. It's been a great episode. And tune in tomorrow. We're back at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. I'm Brad Hudson. Ciao for now.